You ever feel like you're in a tug of war with yourself? Like one part of you wants to be open and connect, but another part is just, well, looking out for number one? It's not just in your head. It's actually a fundamental battle we all face, and it's hardwired right into our brains. And really, it all boils down to these two completely different ways of seeing the world. On one side, you've got, we're all in this together, the idea that we thrive as a team. And on the other, the stark reality of, it's every man for himself. A pure survival instinct. This is the core conflict we're going to unpack today. Okay, so let's get into it. To really wrap our heads around where these two competing ideas come from, we need to look at the brain itself. Is there a biological reason for this internal tug of war? And our guide on this journey is Dr. Michael Lukens. He's a clinical psychologist and an emotions theorist, and he's got this incredible theory called the physics of emotioning. His work, which often dives into things like trauma resolution and relationship repair, gives us a really fascinating map for understanding this battle inside our own skulls. So what Dr. Lukens does is he actually connects these two worldviews to two very real, very different parts of the brain. That cooperative, we're all in this together side of you, that's your highly evolved limbic system doing the talking. And that self-serving, every man for himself instinct, well, that comes from a much older, much more primitive part, which he gives the brilliant nickname, the lizard brain. Now, what's so amazing about the limbic system is just how complex it is. It's not only the source of all the warm and fuzzy feelings like connection and love, it's also where we process the tough stuff, guilt, grief, shame. In fact, get this, our genuine interest in other people, it comes exclusively from this part of the brain. It's literally the biological home of our better social self. And then, on the flip side, you've got the lizard brain, and life over here is way, way simpler. This is the part of us that's laser-focused on its own wants and its own needs. His whole philosophy is basically, my pain matters most. My survival is all that counts. Anything else is just in the way. It's that raw, consuming, me-first self. So, what happens when our limbic system is in the driver's seat? Well, according to Dr. Lukens, something incredible emerges. It's the very force that lets us build relationships, families, and, well, entire civilizations. Dr. Lukens has a specific name for this force, committed benevolent interest, or CBI for short. He says it's this innate, special kind of interest we have for people we share love-based attachments with. This goes way beyond just liking someone. For Dr. Lukens, CBI is the definition of pure love. And this quote right here just cuts right to the heart of it. The lizard brain lives in a win-lose world. For me to win, you have to lose. But love, CBI, it just completely flips the script. All of a sudden, your win is my win. The goal isn't just for me to succeed, it's for us to succeed. It's a win-win. So a great way to think about it is that CBI is the engine of our limbic system. It's the fuel that drives us to actually care for and about other people, to go looking for those win-win outcomes. It's our best nature in action. Okay, but if CBI is so powerful and so natural, why do we slip back into that lizard brain mode so often? Well, it turns out there's a powerful counterforce that works against our better nature, and it has a very specific trigger. See, that inner lizard, it never really goes away. It's always kind of there, lurking in the background. Dr. Lukens describes it as this restless and powerful voice. And he warns that if we're not paying attention, it can act like a shadowy force, ready to hijack the real me at any moment. So how does this hijack happen? The source material lays it out in a super clear three-step process. First, it all starts with pain. And not just any pain, but pain we decide is intolerable. Second, that feeling of intolerable pain opens the door for contempt to creep in and take root. And once contempt moves in, it literally shoves our CBI, our capacity for love, right out of the way. And bam, that's the takeover. Contempt clears the stage. It gets rid of that desire for win-win and makes all this room for the much simpler, much more self-focused lizard brain to just step up and start calling the shots. The every man for himself philosophy wins the day. So what does this all mean for us? Well, it means this internal fight isn't something you just win once and it's over. No, it's a constant negotiation. It's an ongoing, conscious choice that we have to make pretty much every single day. The big takeaway here is that both of these voices are just part of being human. We all walk around with this incredible limbic potential, this amazing capacity for love and connection, but at the exact same time, we're always going to have to wrestle with a restless and powerful inner lizard. It's just part of the deal. And that really gets to the heart of it all, doesn't it? This isn't some problem to be solved for good. According to Dr. Lukens, discovering our better self, it's not a destination you just arrive at one day. It's the journey itself, this challenging, never-ending task of navigating the battle between our two natures. It's a really powerful way to look at the world, and it kind of makes you see your own thoughts and reactions in a whole new light. And it leaves all of us with a pretty direct and personal question to think about. In all the little moments that make up your day, which voice are you going to choose to listen to?